excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
Good afternoon. Welcome inside the EST studios here for Two Guys and the Goalie. It's a little weird. Joaquin Gage, Matt Kassian, Hernan Salas here with you. Of course, Two Guys and a Goalie brought to you by GS Construction, setting the industry standard for 50 years with quality, efficiency, and safety driving their success. GS Construction has a foundation built on teamwork, and now they want you to become part of the team. Visit gesconstruction.ca and click Ready to Work, or visit their page at indeed.ca. With the Next Person Up program at GS Construction, it's not just a job, it's a career. Joaquin, my man, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, I like your hat. Sweet lid, bro.
You like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't there. I don't think you were part of the team yet.
Oh.
Corey got a EST tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
That? And this is a Wells-made tattoo. So,
Okay.
Kat, this is her company.
Okay. It's Corey B, right?
Yeah.
Cass, good to see you, man. I haven't seen you since game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
How you been, man? How
I
was
feel
your
like
weekend?
I feel like I see you all the time though, because I'm watching.
Yeah.
So I feel like I see you.
Well, I see you Tuesdays and Thursdays, I guess.
I know, but actually, yeah, I actually had a conversation. It was good. Busy weekend. Had the in-laws in town, so we're spending some good family time. They took off again yesterday, but it was good. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to spend some time with them in a little bit, so it was good. Good to hang out. Lots of dad jokes. My father-in-law tells lots of dad jokes, and they all make me laugh now. It's good. I'm stealing those and using them with my own kids. So
yeah, you just add them to the list, right? We all got those old man jokes.
Oh, that's all I got.
Me too.
Inappropriateness. That's it. Like, Cass does, like my wife does it all the time, but if something's said that she knows I'm thinking there's something really inappropriate to say after someone says, she gives me the glance going, do not say what you're thinking right now.
You just get the look.
You just get that look.
Yeah.
And it's not like a dirty look, but it's just like I know what you're thinking. Don't do it. Look, like just don't. Stop.
It's not appropriate for this setting.
Yeah. Once in a while, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just zoned out or something. Someone will say something, and then she's looking at me, and maybe I didn't hear it, and she's like, "What's wrong with you today?" And you go, "You didn't jump on that." Whoever, I go, "Oh, I didn't even hear it." Like, she's actually anticipating me saying something stupid and waiting for it. It's like that. No, don't say it, and then realize, oh, he didn't even say it. So that's good.
Yeah. That's great. That's fantastic. Hit us up, 780-218-9999, or on the Nasty Chat. Do you have any questions or topics you want us to discuss today on the show? And slam that thumbs up for us. As again, it's Cass, Joaquin, and Hernan here with you. We worked Two Guys for a lot of years together.
We did.
Yeah, it was
That's right.
Yeah.
The old
crappy
team.
producer.
Well,
Yeah. Well, let's put it nicely. For sure.
Yeah, a little bit bigger than Little Brick.
Yeah. That was small, man. That was something else. But all right, let's get to it. Cass, we'll start with you because Gage and I kind of touched on this yesterday, but I know last week that we were talking about tiers. Travis Yost from TFSN does these tiers. He did the defense. He had the Oilers in tier 1. I know you disagreed with that. He did wingers this week, Joaquin and Cass, and he had the Oilers in tier 3 for their wingers.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I feel like when I saw this, I'm still digesting it.
Okay.
Like I kind of feel like I'm trying to decide. Maybe it just depends on if they're going nuclear or not. Because if they go nuclear, well, all of a sudden their wingers get really good.
You have a really good winger, yeah.
A really good winger
in that
in
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, Leon Draisaitl. So that that's like if it's forwards, if we're looking at tier or talent tiers and it's just all the forwards, Edmonton's in tier 1. But I think I probably would lean towards tier 2. I think I lean towards tier 2 because you still have now. I get that there are some depth issues there, but you still have Zach Hyman.
Mm-hmm.
You still have Ryan Nugent Hopkins. And if you're running saying, okay, you're counting Leon and McDavid as centermen, you have Hyman, who, yes, he got hurt this year. He didn't score 50 this year or last season, but it's like he's put up points, will continue to put up points, is a fantastic player. So between Hyman and Nuge, because if you're playing those two, Nuge is probably playing on the wing. In your top 4, or top 6, I don't know. I can't quite say they should be down in tier 3. That's where, again, I wish I could see what metrics he's using to pull these from. Like specifically, I would have them at tier 2.
Okay, but
like they're not. Go ahead.
No, sorry, Cass. I was just gonna say let's just go with Draisaitl as a centerman. So your 8 wingers right now that are probably going to be on this team. Well, more than likely, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, Mangiapane, Podkolzin, Frederick, Savoy, Howard, Kapanen. So if we're rating those 8 guys, now there might be, Tomasek might surprise. We don't know, right? There might be a PTO guy that comes in and steals a spot. For these 8 guys, I think, Joaquin, we said we were okay with them being in the 3rd tier.
Yeah.
Because Savoy and Howard are wild cards, right?
Yep.
Like we just don't know how
they're
good
on the cusp.
They're on the cusp, right? Is Mangiapane going to work in the top 6? He might. There's a good chance he will, but I mean, we thought the same thing about Arvidsson and Skinner last year, and things didn't work out, right? So, Podkolzin, I mean, ideally you don't want him in your top 6. Good bottom 6 player. Same with Kasperi Kapanen. And so, when you're looking at legit like top 6 guy, Hyman for sure, Nuge, and then Frederick's another wild card because if they get the Boston Frederick, then you're laughing. But if you're getting the Frederick we saw in the playoffs, you're going to be a little concerned, right?
Yeah, and I think that's fair. And maybe it is fair that it ends up kind of in the middle of the pack because there's just so many unknowns. And maybe that's me just banking on like the positives of like a Frederick and him playing at a higher level and banking on Howard and banking on Savoy being able to play at a higher level where I'm like, there's something there with those guys. So yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just my heart that wants them in that tier 2. You guys could be. You're convincing me here that maybe I got the glasses on a little bit looking at this one. Now I disagreed on the other side. Like when we did defensemen, I was like, "There's no way Oilers defensemen are tier 1."
Okay.
Defensemen, I'm like, no, not a chance. But you're kind of convincing me. Maybe we could look at these wingers and say, yeah, they maybe fall into that middle category.
Okay, so Cass, I'll give you the tier 1 teams, okay?
Hey.
Because Gager disagreed with a few. They have the Florida Panthers, LA Kings, Minnesota Wild, Tampa Bay Lightning, Vegas Golden Knights, all tier 1. Is there a team there that you don't think should be a tier 1? Because Gager, who did you say?
Well, it was tough because I looked at the LA Kings and I was like, really? The LA Kings? How do they have the best wingers? And when you do look through it, though, so you have Fiala, Kempe, Kuzmenko, Fogle, Laferriere, Perry,
More.
It's
pretty good.
Pretty good, but it's funny when you look at players that have the C and the RW or the LW next to them too, right? So they're interchangeable, I think, and that I don't know how Travis did his rankings of official wingers, but what constitutes a guy that plays wing but also can play center too, right? So that maybe that's why the Oilers find themselves in that murky area where
that's kind of why I wish he just did it forwards though.
Yeah. That would be better, I think, because when you put Leon and Connor to get one of those guys on the wing, and that automatically has got to give you so many points to boost up your winger depth, which it shouldn't. But I think what he does is he looks at this as Connor and Leon being centermen, none of them being wingers at that point, and vice. We'll see where obviously when we get to centers, when he does the centers, I'm almost positive that the Oilers will be tier 1.
They have to be tier 1. Just with the top
You'd
two
have
guys.
to be.
Yeah.
Because then you have Henrique, and then who would be the fourth?
Well, it's probably Nugent Hopkins, right?
But see, that's where the slides in. Is he a winger?
Is he a winger or a forward?
Forward, because your fourth line center right now is Janmark? Yeah. So McDavid, Draisaitl, Henrique, Janmark is what's kind of what they have on Puckpedia. It could be Nuge and Henrique, though, right? Third and fourth line centers.
Yeah, and it's probably because, well, Kaprizov, Boldy. I'm just looking at the Minnesota Wild now.
Yeah, Joel Eriksson, too. Like the Wild, I get up there because their big guns are wingers.
Yeah,
Tarasenko,
Like
Boldy, and Kaprizov are all listed as wingers, right? And then you have Zuccarello.
Eriksson Ek too.
They have him as center, but anyway, whatever. Right.
Whatever. That's where it's just make it all forwards. Don't just do wingers.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's a hard list to make. But yeah, like you said, Cass, I'd love to see how his spreadsheet and how many points he allots for certain people.
Yeah, because now now that you mentioned the LA wingers, they're all really good up until the fourth line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And when you look at the Oilers, you have two guys that are legit top 6, and everybody else is just like, I look at Podkolzin and Kapanen guys and say, yeah, they can fill in the top 6. Ideally, you don't want them in the top 6. And then you have 3 kind of wild cards, or 4, like Mangiapane, Frederick. Where are they going to fit in?
Yeah.
And then Howard and Savoy, are they going to be able to produce? Like Howard's, this is his first go around in pro. Savoy looked good in the small sample size we got, but he was a really good player in the AHL. So I think that's why they were tier 3, is just because they have so many question marks right now.
This would be a good thing to look at now, and then again close to Christmas time, right? And see and re-rank them to see where, because there's so many question marks, especially with this Oilers lineup going into this year.
Can we agree that the winger depth on the Oilers is worse than what we had last year?
I don't know if it is,
because you lost Perry. You lost Kane.
Here's
Arvidsson,
the thing, Hernan.
Skinner.
Yeah, but they didn't pan out.
That's what I mean, though. Like,
they didn't pan out. That's the thing. It's like if we were at this point in the summer last year, like, without knowing how the year was going to go, I would be like, no, they got worse this year. Like if you had to look at these rosters and look at the wingers, heading into it, I would have been like, they probably last year, probably a little bit better. But we can't say that, because look how Arvidsson panned out. Look how Skinner panned out.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah.
And if Mangiapane gets 3/4 to how we're hoping he plays, then he pans out more than both of those guys, and they might be in a better situation than they were. Kane wasn't there for most of the year, all of the year. So that's a write-off. You have Frederick, who hopefully is healthy, so he's going to be an improvement because he can actually at least be in your lineup. So I don't know. I can't say that last year was better than this year,
because it was Perry, Kane, Connor Brown, Arvidsson, Skinner. That's five wingers.
Yeah.
Okay, so you replace them with Mangiapane, Howard, Savoy, a healthy Frederick. We'll throw him in there, and then either Kapanen or Podkolzin.
So when I look at this lineup, but this is kind of knowing what happened last year. I'm more optimistic about the lineup going into this year, just with the injection of youth, with 2 potential players coming in with Savoy and Howard, than last year. But that's kind of knowing that things didn't pan out with a few of the moves, and like you said, not having Kane in the lineup for the
Like Kane
82.
is kind of unfair because he played in the playoffs and he was really good.
Good for 2 rounds.
Yeah, but he wasn't there for the regulars.
Yeah.
Right? So, let's ask our Nasties. Let us know. Inbox 780-218-9999 Nasties. Is the Oilers wingers better this year than what they finished with, I guess, last year? Is that the fair way to present
think so.
that?
You could ask that. I'm going to say they are
better.
Is it because they're younger, quicker?
Yeah.
Right, because
Well, I don't know if
Kapanen brings. Well, he was here last year, but he was in and out. But he's speed. I'll be honest. From everything people have said about Ike Howard that I've watched him play, very skilled. We know what Savoy's going to bring. Mangiapane, we kind of know, right? Like, and I know he played mostly fourth line in Washington, but this is a guy that can play in your second line or your third line and be productive.
We hope. It's very odd that you, like I said yesterday, very odd that you bring in a guy that played fourth line on the best team in the league, or one of the best teams in the league, to be in your top 6 the next year, right? Like, are the Oilers a revolving door of wingers for Leon and Connor?
Like, it's amazing. Like, can you guys think of the last winger that Leon Draisaitl had that was really, really good on his wing, that produced?
Draisaitl? Well, you had the nudie line for a little while.
Yamamoto and who was it?
Yamamoto, and it was Draisaitl, Nuge, and Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Dominique Cahoon for the Cologne Sharks when they were kids? Is that
Yeah, but he didn't produce, right? Like,
when they were kids back in Cologne?
That's where you're
That's
going.
the last time.
But Cass might be right. It might be the nudie line. The last time he had 2 wingers that you can say, yeah, these guys are a legit line.
And refresh my memory. Was that was the COVID season, correct?
Right before COVID hit.
So,
Yeah,
and
it was before COVID.
it was going into COVID, and then that COVID hit, and that never got put back together until the last period of the play-in
Against Chicago.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we were all going crazy. Like,
Yeah, we were going
together.
nuts. Because how many games was that? Was that like 20 games? Yamamoto was on a heater.
Yeah.
Nuge was on a heater. Of course, Leon was going nuts.
Yeah, because outside of playing with McDavid, like, poor Leon, like, and that's what makes his point totals every year even that more impressive, because he doesn't have like line mates that produce with him
Yeah.
outside of playing with 97, right? Mm-hmm. Because last year it was a lot of Podkolzin, but Podkolzin didn't produce. Arvidsson didn't produce at the level we thought he would.
Cass, what type of player would you say? What type of player does Leon need? Or what maybe it needs? What would suit him best in your mind? What kind of winger?
When I look at this, I kind of go Evander Kane in my mind, like that should be a match made in heaven. But for whatever reason, I don't think you call it personality differences, call it just stylistic difference, whatever you want to call it. They just didn't seem to work that well together. But that Frederick type of player to me, like a guy that's around the net, kind of straight up hockey, plays physical, helps return or retrieve pucks, can dig pucks out of corners. And the second to that would be guys that are triggermen, guys that are shooters, with the reason being is that Leon's a passer. It's like you have a guy that is going to help you dig pucks out, going to be physical in on the forecheck, force some turnovers for you hop on the puck and capitalize in zone. Finding space around the front of the net so that when he is spitting off of guys down low, he can find you there, like in a net front battle. That's what I want on one side. And on the other side, I want a guy that's a trigger man that is just shoot the puck, like get to a spot in the offensive zone where Leon can find you and shoot the puck. And again, I look at it like a Skinner, where I'm like, a Skinner should have been an ideal guy, right? Like for either Leon or McDavid, where it's like, no, they know where to go in the offensive zone. They get themselves positioned and they know how to shoot the puck and they know how to score. Like that's what we want, but we just didn't see it materialize from Skinner for maybe a myriad of different reasons. And that's maybe what has me excited about seeing the potential of a Howard and the potential of Matt Savoy stepping in and possibly being able to play there. Now we have to see. They may not be. Well, it's yet to be determined. But they're guys, at least that I've seen Savoy more than I've seen Howard on the ice, but that have a creative ability to play positionally and that hopefully can put the puck away from a goal scoring standpoint. But that to me is it. You need a trigger man and you need someone to help around the net, dig pucks out.
I'm kind of there. Like, for me, the perfect guy for Draisaitl is Podkolzin, but with more finish.
So, if you're going to morph someone, if we're going into the lab and creating Leon's perfect winger, it's got like the tenacity of a Yamamoto, the physical presence of a Podkolzin and the finish of Evander Kane.
Yeah. I mean, that's perfect.
So it's Curtis Lazar.
Hey, Lazar could be. Hey, we haven't talked about him that much, but that's a sneaky pickup for your penalty kill, and for your depth. And
we forgot it. So more center or winger, Lazar?
Center.
He's
more center.
So he's a guy that can
I'm biased.
center
I'm
wing.
biased.
You can push Janmark.
I'll probably
wing, right.
Yeah, I'll probably take all kinds of heat all year on the nasty chat about. I'll probably have my Lazar glasses on just from.
Gord says.
But Adam, Enrique, Lazar, and Kapanen, that's a pretty good fourth line, is it not?
Yeah. Listen, I still like the janitor. I think he's a good fourth line guy. Again, he doesn't produce, but Gord says Podkolzin and Ovechkin had a baby. That's the perfect player. For okay, I'm going to throw this one, James. And I think James is into the analytics, so maybe he's not. Maybe I'm mistaken for someone else. But he says Podkolzin produced more than RNH last year.
What?
That's not true. And I think he's going to throw in the minutes played and opportunity.
Sounds like an analytics argument.
Yes, because on the surface he did not outproduce Ryan Nugent. No. And again, everybody thinks we hate Podkolzin. No, I do not hate Podkolzin. I just don't think he's a top 6 forward. If you're playing in the top 6, you have to produce.
You think there's more with Podkolzin on the offensive side, though? Or is that it?
I think that's it.
He's only 24, but...
maybe a little bit more.
Guys, he had 8 goals, 16 assists, and that's playing mostly with Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah. And you know what? That's okay. Like, you don't, and we shouldn't expect him to be a top 6 guy. You want him to be a guy that plays on your third line, plays on your fourth line, moonlights up. If after, penalties or like coming off of a power play, or like just situationally, someone's hurt, whatever, like they can slide in and give you some shifts there and be okay. And he's going to be okay. That to me is ideal. But he's not, you guys coming in here, he's not the guy that you want to play in your top 6. He's not. And that's okay. It's not saying anything bad about him. It's just, that's not where you want him to play in your lineup.
And couldn't there be times during the regular season, depending on the opposition, where maybe if, just say Leon's been playing with Savoy for a certain amount of time, but the matchup just doesn't work against a certain type of team or a certain way that they play, and maybe Leon playing with Podkolzin is better suited for that game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely it does. Or you want him out there for a couple of shifts. Yeah. Like you put Draisaitl and Frederick and Podkolzin on a line, and you say, go to town, boys. Like, hey, let's have some ability to score here, but let's up the physicality, up the intensity. You two go run. Draisaitl's going to play high, play a 2-1-2, turn some pucks over, throw pucks to the net, and have a guy in Leon that's just a consistent threat out there. Like, is it a situational thing? Totally. I'm on board with that. Absolutely.
And it's not like Leon's, a powdered cookie. Like
No, that's what I mean. Like he counter hits. He's big. Plays physical down low. Like that's where I'm like, you could have a size line there on occasion that if you needed to get a little bit of grit out in the game and grind it out a little bit, that's an option. And I like having that option.
I don't know where I came with powdered cookie, but
no,
cream puff. Sorry.
I got the,
you know what I meant.
Point. Like,
what is a powdered cookie? Is it sprinkles? A sprinkles cookie.
Sure.
It's not even that soft, I don't think. That's a tough cookie.
James he says Pods had 24 points, even strength points to Nuge's 23. But last time I checked, power play and shorthanded points still count. So I get where you're trying to go with this, but come on, James. Podkolzin's not a top 6 guy. Okay, Nuge is much better player.
And Nuge didn't have, in fairness, Nuge didn't have a great year offensively last year.
He didn't.
I don't think.
He only had.
I don't think he did.
Like yesterday, we were talking about he had 11 points, 5-on-5 with McDavid, 28 in total playing with McDavid. So a bit of an off here. Now, he is an older player, and I guess we can transition into the Nuge because, Cass, we were talking about it yesterday. A lot of people in the city want to take him off the power play. I don't know why. And I'm okay with spot duty a guy there. Maybe if Nuge is not going, whatever. But do you think at 32 years old, Cass, do you think we're going to see a transition of Nuge kind of changing his role on this team, like maybe being that third line, steady Eddie guy instead of being a top six winger?
Oh man, you're going to open up a whole can of worms here. That's a good question. And a tough question because it's going to happen at some point. Yeah. Doesn't it? Like it's going to happen at some point. I don't think that happens quite yet. I think we're 2 years away. Okay. I think we're 2 years away, and then we see him start to slide back. Now, what could happen during that time, depending on what happens with some of the young guys and the rest of the lineup, is you could see him slide on occasion into that third line centerman position.
Yeah.
Situational dependent. Like I could see that happening in the next 2 years, but not full relegation. That would be more like, hey, you do have these young guys, like let's say it is a Savoy that steps in and is playing lights out and you want it to play there. And Howard maybe too. And now you have two guys that are young guys that are playing in your top six. Well, gives you the ability to have Nuge slide to that third line center to make that line better. But from a purely play standpoint, I think you got 2 years left. Then I think at 35, that's when you see you see it start to slide a little bit more. Not in a grossly huge way. He's not a guy that's had overly physical miles on his body where he's not a crash and bang style player. Yes, we know he gets around the net and he does that, but it's not like he's just been abusing his body like crazy stylistically with how he plays. So he's got a little bit of time, but I would say the next 2 years, you will start to see that a little bit.
It depends on how he plays. If he plays the same way and there is progression from those two young guys, it could happen sooner rather than later, though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If the production's not there, right?
Yeah.
Do they make the move a lot quicker? A lot of things got to fall into place because people are texting in that Trent Frederick's going to be the third line center, so that pushes Enrique down. So again, you have too many bodies, right? So something's got to give here. I do think the Oilers will start with McDavid. Oh, I guess the interesting part of this, guys, is Hyman's probably not ready to start the season.
Right.
So you need Nuge up there.
Yeah.
And Connor likes playing with Nuge, I think.
Yes, 100%. Like Nuge is that, he plays every situation. I don't think we're going to get an 100-point season again out of Nuge. I don't think that's going to happen. But Tommy Tuna says Nuge doesn't make sense on the power play because he's on the left side and left-handed. He takes too long to get the shot off. We need another right-handed shot in his position. Tommy Tuna, this has been a historic power play. Yes, they dipped last year. I think they're 11th, but they're still one of the best power plays in the league. Yeah, they dipped, and a lot of these guys missed time due to injury, especially towards the end of the season. But I always say careful what you wish for, man. Like how many people have watched Ike Howard on the power play? Like that's what frustrates me is that we're ready to move on from a guy who's been part of the best power play for the last 4 or 5 years for a guy that most people have never seen play. Now, if Ike Howard earns it and he's awesome and all that, it's good on. But Cass, you're not taking Nuge off the power play.
No, not unless he really struggles. Like if he really struggles and you need to change it up, you sure? But most likely, no.
Like I would say the whole power play has to struggle for that to happen.
Yeah.
Like, because if the power play is still operating, within that 25 to 30%, and maybe Nuge isn't getting any points, he's obviously doing something to distribute the puck. Like, you're not changing one position if it's going well like that.
Again, last year we saw it with the net front presence. We saw Hyman and Perry kind of rotate, which is fine. And I'm not saying don't ever try anything but Smitty the Welder says stop living in the past. You won't know what you got till you try. But why break up something when it's been so damn good? Like why do you want to split this power play? For what reason?
For what reason, if you're the Washington Capitals, would you not continue to do things where you're just feeding Ovi the biscuit?
Thank you.
That would be like Ovi's still at the top of his game. Even five years ago, like, let's move Ovi to the other side and to try to switch things up a little bit. Yeah. Like every single team in the league. Oh, but do you know what the Oilers are trying to do? They've got the read is out. The read is out. They know what the Oilers are trying to do. They've watched video. They've been watching video. Like they watch video all the years. Sorry to go on a rant, but it's the worst argument against it is like, teams figured out how to defend against it. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. There's still so many options when they actually execute and do what they are supposed to do. They still generate opportunity. If McDavid gets in his mind that shooting mindset, then it changes everything, right? It's like because it just opens up so much more on the ice, and it's sitting to say that, oh, Nuge, and it's just a Nuge and things are too stale. It's so ridiculous because for years, you knew exactly what the Washington Capitals were doing. You still know. You ask someone that watches the NHL but watches one Washington game a season, what do you think the Caps are going to do on the power play? Guess what they're going to tell you? Feed Ovi the rock and let him one-time it. It's a horrible argument. Horrible argument. They just need to change up everything. Now, you need to change up a little bit in your breakout to get different angles on guys in your zone entry. Yeah. Great. But they're not fundamentally changing what they're going to do. Now, you might change, like where you're trending towards, like, hey, McDavid, you need to shoot a little bit more. That's going to open up.
Sure. Like,
try to force the pass to Draisaitl a little bit less because percentage-wise, we've been going there too much. Like, great. Do that, but you're not going to wholesale change and all of a sudden take him off. Again, if it's struggling and if Ryan Nugent-Hopkins isn't converting, if he's not playing well, if he's not executing, then absolutely move someone else there. But it's just, I'm just wrecking my camera.
That's okay.
It's because the Oilers' power play in the playoffs was fifth, 25.4. Okay. Everybody's saying, well, they dropped last season. Well, eventually you're going to drop a bit. You're not going to be top two. It's 5-6 years in a row. Like, that's not realistic. They were still 11th. Sure, they dropped. That's a fair argument. Extremely fair. How many games did McDavid miss? How many games did Hyman miss? Like, they didn't have their full power play, so it's going to dip, guys. It's going to dip. 100% it is. But this whole argument, and James is saying, well, did the power play help them win 4 games in June? Okay, James, but like, come on, man. Like, there was a lot of other reasons why they couldn't beat the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
So you want to split up.
It wasn't just the power play.
Because I think this is James who emailed Reed. And he wants to split up McDavid and Draisaitl on the power play. So
on the power play.
Yeah, like
on
that's.
the power play.
Yes. No, like.
No.
They're the two most brilliant guys on the ice together in the league.
If anything, what I would like to see change, and this is just me looking at it from a goalie angle of how hard it is to defend, is I thought for a lot of the time there wasn't a lot of movement aside from maybe McDavid going everywhere, right? Everyone was a little bit stagnant. I always felt when that Oilers power play is clicking, they're interchanging positions. So I'd like to see possibly Nuge and Bouchard flip-flopping from time to time to set up one-timers from Bouchard on that left side, right? Or Nuge like sifting it in with that quick little wrister. And McDavid should have 50 goals every year. All right? That's where he is right now. He defers and passes, in my opinion, too much. And he's still look. It's tough for me to say that to a really great offensive mind, but he's got to start keeping goalies way more honest, and he should have way more than 30 goals. He's got to be flirting with 50 every single year, and he has the ability to it. If he shoots the puck a little bit more, it's 40 for sure, right? And the thing is, it's going to open up Leon way more because now people are going to have to pay attention to McDavid shooting the puck more. And I've said it hundreds of times. So you can see it. You watch goalies. They are cheating. Everyone's cheating over to Leon at that point. And Connor's got the puck right in the slot. So, yeah, he's just got to vary it up a little bit more and more movement on that power play because killing penalties if guys are just standing still, it's a lot easier to defend.
Yeah. Max Business says McDavid missed 15 games, Hyman missed 9, Draisaitl missed 11. That your power play is going to take a hit.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was all on the other guys. They struggled. They had stretches where they couldn't get anything going. I totally understand that. And guys, let's keep in mind, new coaches, right? There's new eyes on this power play. They might try something fresh.
Yeah, it'll be nice to have a little bit of a new voice. But look, let's face it. those guys decide what happens on the power play.
Yeah, exactly.
You're that's
Yeah, like they're
who I saw
You're not
someone say
coming in.
Gullickson's gone. Last I checked, Gullickson wasn't on the point, right? So
Yeah, no, you're not going to come in and be like, hey, McDavid, Draisaitl, I'm going to blow everything up and do something new, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
you're not. These aren't 18-year-old kids that are coming in a junior team and saying, hey, we're going to change this, right? These are the two of the best players in the world that like their power play and like what they do because it has been successful, even if, there were times when it wasn't as successful last year. But you're not going to step in and blow everything up. You're going to be having conversations about, hey, let me show you some video, Connor. When you do this, it opens up Leon a little bit more. When you're shooting the puck a little bit more, when we move the puck side to side across the top, it opens up this a little bit more. So let's look at the things that you're already doing really well or that you do well, and in your options to say, hey, let's just review what your options are in these situations. Like, you're going to go through that, but you're not blowing everything up. You're not blowing. It's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I like about the idea of switching just at times Bouchard and the Nuge is, as a goalie, when you look and see, you always look, okay, where's the danger coming from? Halftime going, where would a one-timer opportunity come from?
Yeah.
Right. And at first glance, you're looking, well, it can't, when it's going left to right or right to left with Bouchard and Nuge over on the right side, I know they can't really one-time that, right? But if the puck's on right side, goalies, and then it moves over, but they've switched spots all of a sudden a one-timer comes and it can catch a goalie off guard. Yeah. Because you're thinking, it's too stagnant.
Yeah, the other option with that, and this is maybe a small change that you could look to do, depending on how Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is doing, is a player like Matt Savoy that's right-handed.
Yeah.
Right, because then that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins option is a one-timer, and so from a Bouchard standpoint, if you're moving the puck back and forth there, all of a sudden there's two different looks from a one-time position where for the Nuge, he's not in that spot. Like that would be, again, and now that would be one where you're like, okay, hey, the power play isn't working. We need to, whatever in the game we're not executing. It's not there right now, where you make a little switch to try and to give a little bit of a different look every once in a while. Sure. Great. Absolutely. Switch it up a little bit, but you're not wholesale changing these things. You're just
come to think of it, in 15 years, I don't think I've seen Nuge take a one-timer. Is he taking a one-timer?
Well, because he's on the left side of the ice. They can't.
I mean,
little Nuge, I can't.
I'm open to, because I think, Cass, you were the one that in the playoffs you were upset that he kept kept throwing out the number one power play unit even when they were tired. Like, they were just coming off a 2-minute shift.
Yeah, that I
power
didn't
play.
like. Yeah.
So in that sense, like, if Bouchard's tired, I'd like to see Wallman maybe get a few seconds. Same thing with Nuge, right? And we saw it last year, like I said, in front of the net with Hyman and Perry kind of rotating. You had Arvidsson there at times. So, guys, I guess I'll ask you, with Hyman, we're expecting him to miss some time to start the season. Who would be your net front presence to start the season?
I think, well, if I'm going to rank them, I probably want to see Frederick there as one.
Big body.
Yeah. I guess got to get a little thin after that, right?
Yeah, it does.
Because you want someone, I don't know, like, Hyman's a dog. Obviously, Perry was fit, like, he got to those areas too. Is Mangiapane kind of a guy that gets,
Those two for me are right now the top two options. Cass, would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, it's probably who you're going to look to first. That's who you're going to look to first. Yep.
Okay, what about this?
So
Because last year we saw it when there were certain players injured. Knobloch went to the 3 forwards and 2 defensemen on the number one unit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys be open to going Wallman, Bouchard, and then your 3 guys? Nuge, Draisaitl, McDavid?
No, I think that Connor and Leon, they're always going to stay out. Even if you tell them not to, they'll probably stay out there for the full 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The other 3 are interchangeable. Those are the only guys that when the coach yells change, they're changing. And then maybe you go to the Wallman, whatever, Thomasek and Podkolzin.
I would have a bit, like, I'd be intrigued by the two big shots from the point to start if Hyman can't go, right?
Podkolzin's interesting.
But then who's net front? Then who's going in front of the net? Like who's screening the goalie?
Yeah, because
you want McDavid and Draisaitl to stand side by side, like on the power play, and let Wallman and Bush tee off. Like, no, you don't want those guys in front of the net. At that, like, no.
Because last year, I'm trying to think when he went Bouchard at home. I can't remember if it was McDavid or Draisaitl who was out. I guess Perry was in front of the net, and then they just rolled the two guys. Yeah, so it's a little bit different because you're missing your net front presence guy, right? Because like Cass says, you're not going to have Draisaitl and McDavid there. Maybe Nuge, but he's probably not ideal for that spot.
No.
So
no, I don't. Yeah. But I'm just thinking of the guys with the cojones to stand in front. Podkolzin to go there in a heartbeat, right? And what did he score in Vancouver's first year? 17?
It's his best year, I think.
Yeah, it was his best year. His first year was
points.
his best year.
We got it right here. He scored 14.
14.
Yeah.
26 points. So there's something there.
And again, like, I don't think you have to be an elite finisher to be in front, right?
No, you have to create havoc and some go in. Like, it's funny because Hyman, at times, he has elite finish. It's not consistent, but sometimes he'll do something and roof it, and you're like, holy smokes! And there's no like he did score 50 one year. But yeah, it would be nice. Like that's why Perry is so successful there because he's got still at 40, he's got silky sweet mitts, right?
Just the way he thought the game, right? Like
he could see things.
He could see things. Yeah, he was awesome in front of the net. LA got a good one there. Intrigued because that power play was so dynamite in the Oilers series, right?
Yeah,
like the first three games.
Yeah.
I wonder where Perry kind of slides into that. But yeah, it's a good conversation. I mean, I don't think the three of us want I guess we're open to at times if guys are tired or struggling, you can spot duty someone for Bouge or Nuge and obviously in front of the net, but you're not splitting up Connor and Leon. And then Nuge, in terms of his new role, or if he's going to change role, I think it depends on how he's going this year. It might come a lot quicker than we think. But just some other news from around the league, boys. Milan Lucic heading to the Blues on a PTO at 37 years old. I've seen pictures of him. Looks very slim.
Yeah.
Very fit. I mean, a good opportunity. That's a up and coming team with some youth on it and some quality players. Obviously, in Thomas and Kyrou and all those guys. Just your thoughts on Milan Lucic. Do you think he can stick around, guys?
No.
It's going to be tough at 35 to come back after a full year off, or basically 2 years, I guess, 2 seasons almost full of not
37.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for him to bounce back.
It's not just that; it's the people ahead of him that he has to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they were a playoff team last year. Probably should have beat Winnipeg.
Should have beat Winnipeg.
That
yeah.
last second goal, tying goal, right? So, yeah, I think he's in tough, but we'll see if he can stick there. He's going for a fourth line role.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's. I mean, a guy. Always nice to have a guy that's won a cup before. I think in your dressing room, right? Hopefully that he's got. There was some worry about his mental health and things. Hopefully that's the most important thing, that he's healthy, his family's healthy, and moving forward. And if he can get another opportunity, that's great. But that is, as Blade said, looks like he's trying to skate uphill.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. A story for sure to track during training camp and the preseason. And the Americans, boys, have named their 44 players to their men's Olympic orientation camp. One notable name that's not on the list, and a lot of people on Twitter are losing their minds over it, Lane Hutson, the young man from Montreal, who's a fantastic hockey player, but he's a rookie. And I think you made the best point. That D-core is stacked. I mean, his time will come. I don't think anyone should freak out. I don't think he should. I mean, he's probably bummed.
I'd be
but
bummed.
like you said, why not just invite him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's Canadian, and he doesn't get invited, we're going crazy. I think, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, guys, I get, and it is loaded. Like, there's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys, but there's a couple where I'm kind of like,
Who are you thinking, Cass? Alec Vlasic?
Vlasic was the first one that jumped out at me. Pionk would be the second.
Yeah.
Not that I think they're both really good players. Pionk's a fantastic player, and maybe you're looking at it as well. He operates in more of a shutdown role if you want a shutdown type defenseman, because you're going to have Hughes, right? You're going to have Fox. You're going to have offensive guys on there, but you're going to have Werenski, guys that can play offense already. But I don't know. I feel like is a guy that probably is going to be on that roster at some point. I would have wanted him at the camp.
Yeah. What's the harm?
I would have wanted him at the camp. Like what? Like, and Vlasic, maybe I'll just stick to that one. Like that to me is probably the biggest. Where I don't know. I would have had Hutson there, and I watched him. I got to see him skate. It was a couple weeks ago now when I was in Minnesota, and he was on the ice, and oh boy, that guy is skilled. Like I would want him out there. But
so someone's asking for the list. It's Brock Faber, Adam Fox, Noah Hannafin, Luke Hughes, Quinn Hughes, Seth Jones, Jackson Lacombe, Charlie McAvoy, Ryan McDonough, Brett Pesce, Neil Pionk, Jake Sanderson, Zach Werenski, Alex Vlasic, Jacob Slavin, Brady Shea.
It's a pretty
Brady Shea surprised me a bit.
Yeah.
Brady Shea maybe a little bit too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You could argue that one. Like, because if I'm thinking forward to what they have, it's like Slavin's on the team, Quinn Hughes is on the team. Like those two for me, and Werenski's on the team. So like those three for me, I'm like, those are locks.
Yeah.
Like Werenski, Quinn Hughes, and Slavin are locks. And outside of that, there's some movement with the rest of the guys, depending on what you're trying to do. But yeah, I'm surprised he's not on the list. I thought he should have been.
That's a great core, though.
It's so.
How do you we could talk about how are you going to construct your defense with those guys?
Is it better than the Canadian core?
I think I gave them the edge last time.
Yeah, I think they do have it a little bit. Like the Canadian core is really good too. They're both fantastic. Like,
I mean, Makar is an ultimate equalizer, but when you have Hughes, God, and Fox,
like Werenski and Slavin,
we saw how good Seth Jones can be, right? Like Seth Jones was out of sight in the playoffs last year.
Like Brock Faber's underrated.
And Werenski, like how many times Werenski went, like when he started skating up the ice, because let's face it, who watches the Columbus Blue Jays? I'm like, nobody. Jesus. I could not believe how quickly he got from behind the net to the red line. Yeah. It was like three strides.
No, we haven't done with Dusty Gage yet. Like we haven't done our top 50 franchise starters yet this summer.
Yeah,
it's one we gotta fit it in here in the next couple of weeks. So we haven't done that yet. But I have a feeling that Werenski has moved up the list.
Oh, for me,
probably for all of us.
Yeah,
definitely for me. I got to watch him play in Columbus last year live too once, and oh my goodness, like he is. Just like you said, it's like if he wasn't Columbus, like if Werenski played in Detroit, if Werenski played in Chicago, if he played in LA, if he played in Edmonton, if he played in like any one of the like a big major market team, we're talking about him all the time.
Oh yeah,
talking about him all the time. Like the amount of minutes, like if you look at his minutes played, the situations played, the amount of impact he has on those games in Columbus, like, and that was a Columbus team last year. It's like you went through trauma, right, heading into the season, and you had a team that wasn't expected or supposed to do anything, and all of a sudden you were in the mix a little bit, not to win a Stanley Cup, but you were in the mix a little bit, at least with the playoffs, and you're kind of challenging, and you were flirting with it a little bit, and so much of that was driven all by Werenski. Like that guy is disgusting in a good way, best way.
The guys that skate that way, it's so fascinating to me. And I know we have Connor here, but it's always just going forward. But Werenski, like backwards to forwards, forwards to backwards. It's just sometimes you play with guys, and maybe you've seen this cast, that are such good skaters. It's like, it's like it's a weird thing to say, but their skates are just such a part of their body. You know, like some people skate and you go, oh, you can tell he's wearing ice skates. Some guys just look like they're gliding, and it's just it's
silky.
seamless, and that's what Werenski looks like.
And one more player, Jake Sanderson, young.
Oh yeah, he's phenomenal.
He's one of the best up and coming D-man. So tough decisions for the U.S., but I got to agree with you, Gage. I think that core is a lot better than what Canada.
I think
puts
so.
out there.
Yeah.
So, and no disrespect to the Canadian defensemen, they're all great. I mean, yeah.
There's only one puck out there, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God.
Going to finish it off with hire it or fire it for GS Construction. GS Construction is hiring now. Become a part of their great team today by visiting gsconstruction.ca or their page on indeed.ca. For the past 50 years, the foundation of GS Construction has been built on efficiency, quality, and safety. Take your career to the next level. Join the team at GS Construction. Okay, we'll start with Cass here. You guys talked about, yesterday on the Oil Stream, you guys were talking about the best offseason moves by the Oilers. So we'll start with this one. The Oilers' best, so far, offseason move is the signing of Evan Bouchard to a 4-year extension. Hire it or fire it. Cass?
I mean, like, I'm going to say fire it, but here's my justification. It may not be what you think, so bear with me. So I'm going to fire it because I can't, in my head, I'm just like, it's an obvious, like you had to sign him. Like you were going to sign him. It's not like he was going to walk. So it's not like it was like the best, like, oh, look, this shocking move we didn't see coming. I had no idea they were going to sign him. It might be the long-term most impactful, but I think the best one as of right now, if I'm looking at it, is the Mangiapane signing. Because it's like, oh, well, here's a guy that could come in and play in your top 6. We know what Bouchard is. We know what he does. You sign him to 4 years. He's thinking cap's going to go up. He's going to make more money. Okay, like reasonable. All completely reasonable. But you knew you were going to do it.
Yeah.
And you found a decent dollar value that was, I think, fairly reasonable based on his numbers for both sides. So, I don't know. Was it the best move for them? I mean, was it a good move? Yeah, it was a good move, but we all knew it was coming. It's not like they pulled some out of their hat and like were like, oh, look, they got him for way cheaper than we thought they would. Like, no, it was reasonable on both sides. So I'm going to fire it just for that reason.
Adrian?
Yeah, I'll fire it.
Yeah. What's the best move?
Like Howard.
Get out of here.
It is.
There you go.
Okay.
It deflected. The reason I'm saying it was good because it gave everyone else a focal point instead of complaining about Boosh or anything else. I think it'll help Savoy not being the only young guy in here. Ike Howard's kind of like that presence. I think it's good. I think it's I think that's the biggest one.
All right. The Oilers' most questionable move this offseason is the 8-year deal for Trent Frederick. We'll start with you, Gager.
Hire it, just because how it ended, and I know he was injured and he battled through, and it's a lot of hope, that deal. You hope it works out, because if it doesn't, that's an 8-year noose.
Yes.
I got to fire it.
Okay.
Or wait, sorry. Wait, firing it was the worst move?
Yeah.
Hire it. It was the biggest potential worst scary move. There's still a lot of unknowns, right? To lock in a guy for that long at that dollar value. Like, and maybe year 4, we'll look at this going like, oh, this is a great value contract. The potential for that is there. Like, it could be the worst, it could be the best. Yeah. But for right now, it's certainly the most scary because it's an unknown. It is an unknown at this point. So that's a long, long time to lock a guy in, especially a guy that plays physical.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last one here, the Nuge, who's 32 years old. So here it is. The Nuge will not hit 50 points in a season again in his career. Hire it or fire it. He was at 47 last.
I'll fire it. I think there's the potential for a 60-point season. And looking at, you just said it, 47 last year, and an off year, I think he flirts with it.
Okay. Cass?
I want to do the opposite of Gager just to make it more interesting. But I kind of I'm having a hard time. I'm like, the only way I could do that is if I went to like, he doesn't play in the power play and Savoy takes his spot there.
Yeah.
Or like that would be the only way he doesn't. But I can't. So I think he gets it.
All right. Well, that does it for Two Guys and a Goalie. It's been fun. Joaquin Gage, Matt Kassian here. Of course, Two Guys and a Goalie brought to you by GS Construction. The big man will be back on Thursday, I think.
Will he?
No, maybe not.
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't know.
Slacking.
I know I'm not in, so it'll be either Jay or Matthew or one of the guys here. It might be me. But Cass, thanks, buddy. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the week, my friend, and we'll chat Thursday. Gager.
Sounds good.
Stick around. We got a show coming up.
All right.
ESC Afternoons. Don't go anywhere. That's coming up next. It's the return of the Coupe. He's back, baby.
Wow.
For Cass, for Joaquin, I'm Hernan saying thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We're back in about 6 minutes. Ciao.